Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, all y'all good people. Happy Friday morning. Okay, yeah, it's Friday. I'm super happy. I'm glad. Oh my God, it's been a fucking week. It's been full of chaos, lots of craziness, new adjustments, but I'll get it all figured out. And I'm also trying to get everything figured out on this end. And yeah, okay, so I'm here. First things first, I'm only going to touch on James Kennedy today, his arrest, because I don't have much time. I'm actually running a little bit late, so 7:20. I'm probably going to end up like bouncing, and I won't be here. But anyway, so of course the news came out yesterday, according to TMZ, that James Vanderpump from Vanderpump Rules, he was arrested for domestic violence. Am I shocked? Absolutely fucking not. I'm mainly not shocked because Kristen Doty she said this, and she even said it was on an episode of her podcast that I was listening to. This is actually a few months ago, and she and Luke were having a discussion, and somehow or another James had come up, and he said like an alleged assault. She said, "Oh no, not alleged at all." And we've heard all these stories throughout the years that what he was capable of. And to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. I've always believed it, and then it just seemed like it was trying to be that, like it was like Bravo was covering it up for the longest. But what's that saying? What happens in the dark comes out in the light. So I mean, that's where we are right now. So right now, I'm just kind of scrolling through and looking at this article from TMZ. Let's see here. It says Vanderpump Rules star James Kennedy is in trouble with the law. We've learned the Bravo personality has been arrested for misdemeanor domestic violence. And of course, that happened in Burbank, California. Law enforcement was dispatched to the home. They got into the home and they said it was an argument between him and a woman. I'm going to assume it was Allie, um, because it looks like it's nothing's been confirmed, but usually they don't release victims' names. So it's what I can tell you about that night is that earlier that night, they were at Kathy Hilton's holiday party, the holiday party that she usually hosts every year, but it's the one that Direct TV sponsors, that they were there. And it sounds like from what I'm hearing from the internets that he was on one, that it seemed like James was on one, that he may have been on something. But when he was at that party, so that's very well a possibility. And maybe that the night escalated and somehow or another, whatever it is, he ended up going to jail. Well, getting arrested. So for him to be arrested, and then he was posted a $20,000 bail. Um, a few hours later, in the early hours of the morning, he did post that bail. But I'm looking at it looks like some out, and just like some of y'all, I'm just trying to get the gist of everything going on because I've been running around like crazy, just busy doing a whole lot of things. But then again, there hasn't been too much news. Not a whole lot going on in the news, celebrity news realm right now, which is probably why we see more of an overload of that CEO murder case. Okay, here we go. Here's an article here. James Kennedy's um exes sound off on DV arrests. Finally, okay, that's a quote. Let's see. James Kennedy's exes are reacting to his legal woes, sharing blunt messages in the aftermath of the Vanderpump Rules star domestic violence arrest. And then, yep, sure enough, after the news broke, it says Kristen Doty took to her Instagram stories and she said, finally, I don't blame her. I really don't. I don't blame her at all. And these are my thoughts on it. And my personal opinions. I think Kristen's ready for her redemption arc. And someone actually did bring up that point. I didn't even put two together. Someone did mention, they said in the comments that Kristen was yelling and screaming about this from the top of her lungs, like trying to make movement happen. And she said that she was going to like say something. She was going to take action. And then when things happened, when all that was said, all of a sudden, boom, we've got the valley. And it's like she's basically one of the stars of it. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But then again, it may or it may not. I don't know. They were in the works for the valley for a while, but I do find that pretty interesting that she was ready to out Bravo for just covering up James's behavior. Because from what I've read, it looks like there was a past I did hear about an incident where there was like bushes involved, I believe, and he pushed her or something happened, and then production I think tried to make it look like she was the aggressor, and tried to make James look like the victim, which um is wild to me. I'm like, yeah, why not play the story out like how it really happened? And then of course we got Raquel or Rachel, whichever she goes, Rachel is what she goes by now. Um, that whole mysterious nose thing that happened, which I honestly, still to this day, we don't know, have confirmation, but it seems like she hinted that there was domestic violence there with that her nose incident and that things have happened with him in the past. But as far as Allie goes, I personally think I think she's going to defend him. I think she's going to defend him probably until she's blue in the face. I do think it'll happen again because the reason why is because right now he's not receiving the consequence. Really. Well, maybe he might. Maybe because of this arrest, who knows? Maybe that could have been his wake up call because that does happen. It does happen with people. Um, sometimes it does happen. So maybe that is the case. Um, I don't know, but I just know from personal experiences that when people don't suffer the consequences of their actions, they repeat offenses. Because that happened with I had an incident that happened, and yeah, I was beaten, raped by it was by a friend of mine, and this was years ago. The wild thing was that it was more people who believed no, yeah, the people that were closest to me, I found more people who were the closest to me, they didn't want to believe me, they believed him. And it was more like, honestly, I just feel like they thought I was just desperate for some man that he just didn't want me, that I retaliated and decided to accuse him. But no, that wasn't the case. I actually had recorded evidence of sexual assault, and that was it was upsetting and horrifying because also too because the DA and detectives they actually wanted to do something, and it's like they couldn't because of the laws in California at the time. But anyway, my point is that I think she should speak up and say something now if she wants to while she's got a support system because not everybody has that support system. And I know that she's got a great plan. So if you've got a great support system and you're in a position, take advantage of it. But then at the same time, it's like I didn't exactly try to bounce either because when my incident happened, I actually wasn't going to tell a soul. I wasn't going to tell anybody because the fact that he and I were friends for so many years and we were so close. But people already knew the writings on the wall because there were incidences before. Like there was an incident where he almost hit me once before, and I had left and gone to a friend's house. So it was something I should have gotten out of. But when it really escalated and I was gone, and where law enforcement should have been involved, it just got like really ugly. It was really ugly. It was really bad, and those just aren't. So it's like I can just imagine she's probably going through many different emotions. I think she's really trying to protect him because I was trying to do that too at first. And then once you get into the mode and realization of what's going on, oh, I don't know, it's crazy. Domestic violence is not it is not okay by any means. But I'm curious. I want to know your thoughts. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Do y'all think Bravo is going to take responsibility and actually cut him loose? Well, I mean, there's no more show. So pretty much. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if Bravo is going to take these things more seriously. I wonder what's going to happen. Um, but I really do think Allie's gonna stay with him. I think she's gonna stay with him for as long as she can. I think it'll probably be a little while until she probably realizes that she needs to get away, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I just hate seeing the situations, and I don't know the full story, the full scope. And then again, at the same time, we don't even know if it's actually her. It could have very well been one of her friends and someone else in the home. But I don't know. However it is, it seems like she's annoyed that the story had broken out into the media. And usually when that happens, it's because you don't want people to know. Like I said, because I know because that's what I did. Um, but anyway, that's why I started using a few years ago my platform to speak out against domestic violence, sexual assault, all those things. But um now it's like I'm just not as vocal about it because it's like when I tell you like my whole world fell apart, like my whole world fell apart just for trying to stand up for myself. And I it was hell. I don't want to go through it again. So I don't know. I just say I wish people the very best and that go through those situations. And I hope that I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens, but um I feel like Kristen's going to get some kind of redemption now and some of the other exes. I haven't gotten to see like which others had said anything, but it seems like others have um spoken and reacted. So there's that. All right, y'all. So on that note, I am going to bounce. I know it's like a short episode, but yeah, so tell me your thoughts. We just recently, of course, dropped our full episode. I accidentally dropped it on the wrong channel at first. I explained that, and then now it's on the right one. So, all right. Okay, y'all, I'm about to bounce. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday. Sure.